Talking about horses, bringing you closer to some of the best horsemen in the world for tips, insights, and stories. Listen at home, at work, in the car, or in the saddle. This is Talking About Horses. Here's your host, Patrick King.
Hey there, gang. Patrick King here, and I want to thank you for tuning in for episode number 43 of Talking About Horses. Having some technical difficulties today working out this program, so we've got a few different things going at once. But today I'm very pleased to be joined by my friends Senor Luis Valença and Sofia, his daughter. Luis Valença, widely regarded as the greatest living practitioner of classical dressage currently alive in the world today. Maestro Luis Valença was handpicked by the legendary Nuno Oliveira to be his principal apprentice and assistant in the 1960s. Luis Valença and his family have been dedicating their lives to teaching both horses and riders for over 40 years. Sofia, Senor Luis's daughter, also a trainer and international clinician, teaching throughout Europe, America, Australia, New Zealand, Asia, and Africa. Senor Luis, Sofia, thank you so much for joining me today.
Okay, it's a pleasure all the time. When you speak about horses, it's all the time, it's a sky. Huh?
Yes, for sure. It's so great.
Blue sky.
Yeah, blue sky, exactly, blue sky. It's fantastic to be able to connect with you, even from this distance like this. How are you faring over there? It's evening, yeah? At home for you?
5 p.m. So for him, it's almost midnight.
Well, great. And for us here right now, for any of our listeners listening live, it's noon Eastern time. It's 11 a.m. where I am. So again, thank you so much. It's fantastic that we're able to do this. How are you all doing with this quarantine and the virus pandemic going on?
Well, we are lucky that we have our horses, so we are in quarantine. We are not allowed to go to places, just to grocery stores, pharmacy, those only things that are necessary. But our horses need us, and we just live 2 minutes, as you know. We live 2 minutes away from the stable. And every day we are lucky to be close to them. We have 70 horses that need to work daily. So even in quarantine, for me, the life didn't change too much because we are with the horses every day. But unfortunately, to my father, he has to stay home. We do not allow him to go out of the house. So
he's on arrest at home.
Locked. We had to hide all the keys from the cars, and he's forced to be home. We have a horse here that he can see him every day. Sometimes the horse even come and have lunch with us. Maybe some of you already saw some videos we have posted.
Yes.
Pico, he lives with us in the farm. He's almost 40 years old, so they hang out together, and this is how he spends his quarantine. But for now, it's dangerous for older people to go out, so we need to take care of him because I only have him. So after him, we don't have more.
Right, there are no extras. Oh, fantastic.
The big problem. It's not all the old horses that I have, not the old, they are not old. I am an old man, but the horses are all time very young for me. But I have, after Golga, you have buy some foals, some new horses
okay.
that you have begin. And now it's that I have stopped that I don't see the work from that horses.
Oh, yes.
But you do one or two a week, you do a video. And after I see here,
every day we do some, like small videos, and you can see more or less the progression of the work of the horses.
Good.
That horses here, for example, in age you have this mare, the new one from the dressage. All day she do a video to discuss a little what happened with that, maybe the neck more bow down, the legs don't go. And Mario and my doctor.
He lives in Indonesia.
Yes.
Indonesia. All days they send, because he's my granddaughter, the doctor from B and Mario. He begins now to write very, very well, and all days they send me the videos to know to do a little critic. That. But all the time it's good, because she came from a good line.
Yes.
She's a good writer. The father is a good writer, and she loved. And you know our way to work, it's to love what you do.
Yes.
It's not to do a gymnastic or something. That it's a poesy, it's a ballet, and that it's come from the heart. And she have that, the girl.
That's perfect.
I'm very happy with that.
Good.
He's very proud.
Yes, very proud.
All the family goes in a good way.
And you know, it's funny because we have the facility of adjust ourselves to the needs of the world, and he just discovered a new world. He spends days on YouTube seeing videos and about horses, you know.
Yes.
So it's funny because some videos he have discovered, some videos from Nuno Oliveira, very old videos that are in YouTube that he didn't knew this before, and now he have discovered this new technology. So we spend a lot of days in front of the TV just seeing.
But you know,
yes.
You know, for me, Nuno Oliveira, it's my philosophy from the way to dress the horses, and I see now old videos from Nuno, and the old videos when he is a young man, just to the end of his life, the way it's all time the same. No force. The horse is very, very relaxed, and the poetic way that he rides the horses is something fantastic. And it's that I try to communicate to my riders, to my family. That is the good way, because our horses, the Iberian horses, we need love.
Yes.
It's a horse very, very sensible. We have utilized that horse much time during the combat and the war, but now our combat is different. Now you are in the opera, you are in the ballet, you are in the poesy, and with that you are in a fantastic world, a special world to dress the horses, and that you can communicate that to the horses, and the horses give you the things completely different, more relaxed, more friendly, and there are some moments, you know, one of my friends, Michel Henriquet in France, he tell you, Luis, there are moments you sing, but you don't utilize the helps, the hand and the legs. When you sing, you transmit to the horse. And
yes.
That way, it's a fantastic way. And there are sometimes during one session that you give to your horse, you have maybe 10 seconds, fantastic. In 1 hour of work, if you have that 10 seconds, you tell.
Uh-oh, did we freeze? Oh, it looks like we may have lost connection temporarily. Oh. Let's see, I know they were talking about having a storm in Portugal. It may be that we've got interruption from the storm here. Hopefully we get them back. I believe what Senor Luis was talking about there, the way that story was going to go, is that 10 seconds within that hour, if it was 10 great seconds that were poetic like that, then the ride was good. Looks like they're reconnecting here.
Okay.
There we are.
Something happened.
Yeah, perfect. Good to have you back.
Yeah.
But you know, after my words, you have a smile in your face. You have closed your eyes.
The picture was frozen.
Oh!
Your mind, you do, I have now the 10 seconds that you speak.
Yes, that 10 seconds of poetry, right? Perfect. Perfect. Good. So you mentioned Michel Enrique, and you talked about Nuno, and I know you spent quite a bit of time with Nuno Oliveira. Can you tell us about your time with him?
Nuno is married with one my cousin, and just when I have 18 years old, he never ever contact directly with me. She like in family, and when I have 18 years old, I work with Mr. Nuno Menezes. It's a man that an old man, my first teacher, that have all the theory from Francois Boucher. And I have dressed a horse with him, with Mr. Menezes. And one day Nuno go to the riding hall when I have the horse, and he tell, "Where is the horse that you work with Mr. Menezes?" The horse is there. Can you ride it? And I have ride the horse. He have see all the work, because the horse do much things. He do canter track, he do canter in 3 legs, all the Boucher program,
Mm-hmm.
He do all that fantasy sequester. And Nuno see all that work, and after he tell me, it's not bad, but the dressage, you have more things to learn. Huh? If you want, you can come to me after tomorrow, if you want. You begin with me. And okay, what time? 7 o'clock in the morning in my riding hall. And that you begin, I begin to have that contact more close with Nuno.
Mm.
And it's a fantastic time, because in the morning I work with him. After lunch I work with Mr. Menezes. It's completely different, the system, but all the things that you can take, it's good. After in your mind, you can reserve what is good in that moment, but is good in the second moment.
Yes.
And after that, it's the year 1967. Just the moment that he died, I stay not only a pupil, but a good friend for him, from Nuno Oliveira. Nuno Oliveira. And I have passed through all that years, and the last 5 years that he lived, it's me that go to see horses for him. He tell me, "Luis, I want a horse like that. And after I need to go quickly, because he have that passion, the fire. He have the fire in the earth to the dressage.
Mm-hmm.
I have a nice story with him. One day, by one horse that I have in my riding hall in Lisbon, and it's lunchtime, it's 12 o'clock, and they tell me, "I'm going to take something to eat, because I want to go home to work the horse." And we have to go to the restaurant from the jockey club in Lisbon. And we stay at one table, come the soup, and now they come inside some coronels.
From the army.
From the army.
They were riders.
The riders, And they come, "Can I stay? Can I stay?" And they come to the table to speak with him, with Nuno. Not with me, it's with him.
Yeah.
And after Nuno begin to stay nervous, a little nervous. And he tell, one of that coronels tell, "Nuno, how you have arrived that you are the rider, the master, that every part in the world, everybody knows you." And Nuno answered like that. There are 1 hour I have buy a horse to Luis. And now, during the time that you come to sit here, I begin to sing in my head, what is the bride that I go to put in the horse? What is the toilet that I go to do with his hair? What is the music that I go to choice to work the first lesson? And everything that you tell me, I have in my mind only that horse. It's the same that is the first horse in my life. It's a man in that moment, he has 64 or 65 years old, and he have that fire from a new horse.
Yeah.
And that have work all the morning in the riding hall, and that explain the exit.
The exit.
The exit from
the person he was.
The person he was.
Yes.
And I have learned much with him. Principal, the way, and that passion and that love about the rest of the horses. the horses, our horses, principal our horses, all the horses can have that system, but our horses, they are special because they are old breed, and in all that breed, they have cross. It's all time the same lines, and all time choice by the best horses that you do bullfights, that you do in the war and everything. Now it's the qualities all time, and you don't have put another brutes inside, and right. That will stay a special piece of equestrian art. About Michel Henriquet, I tell Michel Henriquet, it's the first pupil in France that Nuno. It's the first contact with Nuno Oliveira, and after you take him to France, there are maybe, I don't know, 40 years before. And Michel Henriquet, it's a very good rider and a very specialist in dressage. He is lawyer, but he have to do the rest of his life dedicated to the horses and to the dressage, only the basic things from Oliveira. And after stay friends too, and it's a fantastic man, principal in one thing, discipline. He have much discipline. It's Oliveira poetic with discipline
of the dressage.
Of the dressage, you know?
Yes.
And that masculine, it's another system, but that system, it's good that you see, and you can choice or don't choice to your peoples and to your life.
He had the best of both worlds.
The best of both worlds, sure. Yes. The poetry of Nuno and the discipline of dressage, yeah?
But you know, I have now quite 74 years. But my first horse that I have dressed, I have 12 years old. It's a foal. The name is Bamboo. It's a Spano-Arab. And I begin that horse alone. I don't have a master. I don't have Menezes. I don't have Nuno. I have only the passion. And that horse, he has passed bad moments with me. Because, you know, a boy with 13 years old, when the things don't go well, sometimes you go in the bad way. In the bad way, it's to force a little. And now, in that moment, I tell him, I have done that so bad, but I have learned. Because after, in another way, I have arrived. And literally, it's the horses that give me all time a good way in my life. In everything, in my life, it's the horses that give me the way. And the good way, because the bad way, I don't remember. You know the bad things in the life. Now we speak about the virus. What is the virus? With the virus, it's a big problem because you don't go out now. But after the virus, you don't have any force to the passion that you have to our work.
Yes.
And I think with the method Valença, you can pass the virus in little time. If you work the virus in hand,
put it in the pillars.
Put it between the pillars. Yes, we need to put the virus between the pillars.
Okay, you go out. You know, in the life you need to play a little sometimes.
Yes.
Because if you go all time, you begin to stay crazy. I am quite crazy to stay here close all that time, but sometimes I see Nuno in the television, I see the books, I learn much books. I write something, but not much, because you know, when you do something, you need to have the moment inspiration.
Yes.
Sometimes I have a little moment, and I take the pen and principal, the things that I write, it's the memories from all my life. And I have so nice stories in my life. And that things that I begin to describe and to put in the paper.
One day we will have a book with the nice stories, because the bad ones, he forgets about.
Yeah. Yes, just forget about the bad. Absolutely.
But no, and it's that. I have a very, very happy man. I am a very happy man. I have a nice a nice life. I don't have money, but I have my horses and my passion and my family.
Yes.
I have, it's very good to have a family that can have the same enthusiasm that I have in my life about the horses and about the dressage, and they can pass that, because you need there are one thing terrible in all the sports in the world. It's the competition. I want to stay first. I have that money
Yes.
If you money out, if you don't stay in first, you can stay in third, but in a good way. Can you see?
Yes.
And you can pass the possibility from your horse to stay in first. It's better to go just to third in the possibility of the horse, but in a good way, than stay in first out of the possibilities from the horse. One of my people, Nuno Palma. Nuno Palma that lives in Germany. It's a fantastic rider.
Oh.
It's the first. The first
husband of
me. But it's a fantastic rider. And he lives in Germany. There are maybe 12 years or more. He do competition. And there are 3 years before, he have one Lusitano that he lives in Hamburg. In all that part, he have stayed the first competition, first place. He have a good punctuation. And in Portugal, you want that he come with that horse to the European Championship.
To be part of the team.
Part of the team. And Nuno have answered like that. No, I don't go, because my horse here in Germany, he have a nice place.
Nice career.
A nice career. To go to the European Championship, I need to go to the 80 points or more, Dressage, 80 points or more. And I know that my horse can go to the 75. And if I go to do that, I go to cup the nice things that I have to do with that. He don't have cup. He don't have in his personality, he don't have that, because I go because it's the European Championship and I go to do maybe
he
I
didn't have the ego to be,
but he have the respect from his horse and from the work that he do. And it's that I want to pass in the future to the new riders that riding that the others that can do competition. I think that it's very good. But
I think I can tell a nice story or a nice example of what dressage can be, or a nice way to introduce to the children's. Because Inês, my daughter Inês, she's now 21, but at the age of 13, she came to my father and she said, Grandpa, I want to go to competitions. So I would like to have a horse to go to the competitions. And my father, that he was always a man from the show and the competition, always have him a little bit the memories of this kind of ambience that sometimes it's not the best place to be. He said, okay, he didn't want to cut her legs from the beginning, and competition can also be a good educational part, the sports, and to learn how to be better and to have the
discipline from the square.
The discipline. And so he said, okay, if you want to go to competition, I will not buy you a horse that already are dressed. So I will buy you a horse, and you have to fabricate your own horse.
Yes.
So you have to start your own horse, and then let's see until where you can bring this. And this is Checkmate. So she just turned 14 when we bought Checkmate. He was 8 years old at the time. He didn't know much. He was in a perfect age to move on and to start to be developed to dressage, but he didn't have any basis from dressage.
The contrary, because he utilized the horse
for bullfight.
bullfight and papi, to papi, to
Papi, what is that? Say it in Portuguese.
reprodutor.
To papi is to be a stallion.
Oh,
So,
okay.
papi to papi, what is that? Anyway, so Sheikh Mahdi came, and in that year they had 6 months to be to qualify to the nationals, and they just did it, the minimums to be able to do the nationals, and they were on junior, so they end up the year in 3rd place. So in 6 months they were able to together to on the final of the national championship. They end up in 3rd. The year after they win the championship. The year after she did upgrade. So in 1.5 years, she put the horse like he didn't know much to do Prison George.
Okay.
So she was 14 at the time, and in age, yeah.
In age, yes.
And so they were championship. They win the championship. So they were national. She won a lot of national championships with him. They went to the European. So she was part of the Portuguese team in the European for 3 times. And she ended up the career with him up under 25. Which is the Grand Prix for the youngest riders. And this is what you learn with the dressage. You want to be in the competition, you have to learn how to develop your horse. You have to learn that if you want to be in competition, it's not one horse that will make you the rider. It's you that needs, as a rider, you have to build millions of horses in your life. And I think that was the best lesson she took from competitions, because she really learned how to produce a horse. And since there, she already built up like 3 horses up to Grand Prix. She's now 21, and she is starting new horses now, and she knows how to build a horse from scratch up to Grand Prix. And I think this is the best, that you have to take it and not be playing just because it's fun and let's
she knows the way.
Right.
She knows the way. That's the important thing.
Right.
Because she's a professional rider now. She took her career as a rider, as an instructor. She has her degree to be a teacher, a riding teacher. So that's what she wants to be. So she has to know the way.
Yes.
In the moment that you want to begin the dressage, if I have buy a horse dress and tell go, she don't have the way.
Right.
Now she know the bad moments, the nice moments, the way, the correction in the moment that you need. After you have some lessons with some riders from dressage, like Daniel Pinto. It's one of my people that have do Olympic Games. Sometimes she goes to him to know the square and
Miguel Galão
and the discipline and Miguel Galão, and with that she have in this way, but with the correction to the dressage.
Yes.
Because we are very lucky, because we are family, but the world of horses, it's also a big family. And if you are in this world and you show respect, people will respect you as much as you respect them. And we are very lucky, because everybody respects my father a lot, and he did work for that, for sure. And all those people that he just mentioned, they were his student also. So I think somehow they feel like they are giving something back to him as well, now that if they are able to help in it. And we are very grateful for that, of course, because they are all exceptional riders, and it's important. In the beginning, he says something, that all the methods are good, and then you just take the best of each method and you do the best from it. It's like you cook your own soup.
Yes.
And if you are wise enough, you take good things from all the world. So this is what it's important. It's not, we cannot just be in one square, and because the world is much bigger than just one square.
And each horse are different. Huh?
Yes.
It's like like you don't can do a system to all the horses. Huh? The system it's something basic that you can put in the horses to communicate with him. But after the system to work, they are different horse by horse.
Yes.
And it's that the horses
Teach
you. Huh?
Exactly. Exactly. And like you said, you take a piece from this and a piece from that, and I love that. Yes. I love that comment. You cook your own soup.
But to arrive that, the horses need to know the communication between rider and horse.
Yes.
And that communication is fantastic. In that begin, in all the horses in the beginning of these lessons is that you understand what you speak with him.
Yes.
When I tell you what you speak, you can speak with your hands, with your whip, with your legs, with your seat.
With your body language.
With your body language. But one thing, you need to speak with your heart.
Heart.
Yes,
heart.
With your heart. Yes. Yes.
Heart.
Fantastic.
No, my English it's not very good.
Very good.
Your English is much better than my Portuguese.
That is everybody tell, but I know I have a little some difficulties to speak.
And I think it's
you have understand now what
yes.
I tell.
Yes.
Okay.
He has a translator there behind him.
Yes.
That's it. Yes. Yes. We have a translator. Yes.
Remember in the lesson. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's it. And after we'll have someone typing notes.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. So you were talking about the language, developing the language, and I think this carries us into what is the Valença method. Can you talk about your language and how you would develop those horses through your program? As we said, every horse is different, and at the higher levels, you have to teach each horse as those horses learn. But at the base of it, at the beginning, is your program. And can you tell us more about that?
To speak very
Simple, in a simple way.
In a simple way, I go to tell you the story from the horse. The horse, when he born just to the 3 years old, it's
wild. It's in the field.
In the field alone. And when he arrived in the especially the box in the riding hall to begin his dressage, the horse he have in his mind from something from years and years behind. It's a press from the predators. He have when you see the man, he tell, what is that? I don't have predators in my time, but in my mind,
the instinct.
The instinct, yes.
Is the first. What is the first thing? It's to the horse to accept you, not like a predator, and that it's very easy. With the look, with your eyes, with the voice, with the sounds. It's like a baby. A baby. If you arrive near one baby and you tell like that, and the baby begins to cry. But if you arrive near the baby, you tell my baby. That was that it's something that developed. How you tell it?
That involved.
And the horse begin to accept you. After that, the horse needs to know the movement from your. After you go in that begins in the work the first lessons with the sound. The sound is positive, and there are something very negative. You can give the same sound, but a little open, like that.
As a correction.
It's like a music. In the one partiture from Chopin, you have sometimes some sounds close, another grave. And with that, it needs to accept you, the movements from your body, the movements from the touch from the whip, And all that things, the horse needs to accept that something natural. And with that, you can have an idiom, a language with the horses, that you can corrige, that you can annulate, that you can provoke the movements. And after you need to know the body of the horse. What is to have a horse relax? The first thing is to put the horse, the back of the horse and the front of the horse, to have some movements. Like that, the column vertebral of the horse begin to stay more soft. And it's with that system, and after Sofia can explain better the exercise that you do with that, but we don't go to give a lesson now by television to America, but the way it's that the horse accept you. And now when he accept you, and he accept your movement, and he accept your eyes, when I tell eyes, it's the look. If you open a little more the eyes, you tell it what happened. And after you smile a little with the eyes, because the eyes can cry and can smile. The eyes from the people, and the horse is answered with you with his eyes. It's fantastic. You see in the eyes of the horse what he receives.
His soul. We can see his soul through his eyes.
Yeah. And all that way, it's not not a systematic work that you do now. Maybe 50 minutes trot, 10 minutes gallop after walk. No, the first lessons, it's to open the mind of the horse, and the horse accept you. And after you can go to it all time more. And after another thing very important is to know that not all the horses can arrive in the same level.
Right.
You know,
they
are different times. Principally, I had experience with the equestrian, with the horses that I prepare to do sport. The horses can do a fantastic piaf or something like that, but you need to know what is
he good at. And
it's like the men. There are
will be the best.
There are humans that is fantastic to the music, another to the painter, another to sing. You sing very well, no? You, Patrick, you sing very well.
Oh, yeah, yes, wonderfully.
And with your system, and after to develop that thing that go inside of yours. And like that, you develop his personality. And the more nice when the horse work, that yours don't go force, but he goes soft and give all his personality that go inside them.
Yes.
It's my father always speaks with his heart, and you can really feel the passion every time he speaks. But we have noticed from all the years of experience with him, and then with us, because I'm very young, but I already have a few years of experience. And what we have noticed is that we do have a method. Because even if horses are different and have different timings, and sometimes to achieve the same way, we need to choose different ways, the basics are the same. It's like primary school, and then you have the high school, and then you have college. And we have observed that we do have a method, because when you do the same thing and following a scheme, a number of sequences, logical lessons, we do achieve the same result. So that's why we call it. We decided to call it a Valença method, because it does really show that it's a method. And this is what we have been developing as a method to try to transmit to everyone in the world that if you follow these lessons in a certain way, you do achieve those results. And always with the respect of the horse, and always trying to understand their limitations and until where you should go. But there is a system that really helps the horses to understand what you want. And this is what we want. It's like speaking the same language. And this is what we have been developing.
And all that method, it's very, very simple and principal. I can tell principal. No?
You can tell principal.
I can
don't
tell
know
principal.
You can.
To the people that begin from the work, they begin from to do a future to the horse. Because if you have that begin, after, if you have some feeling, you can go just the limits of the horse. Huh? If you don't have feeling, you can stay in halfway. Huh?
Right.
But the basic things, it's inside. Huh? And that is fantastic because all days you have something positive between you and your horse. You have something that he gives to you.
And those principles that are simple to achieve, they are like the basics. It's like we like to do a lot the analogy of the children. It's like the primary school, the first 4 years in the life of a children when they are in school, those are the most important years. It's where they will have their foundations. It's where if you start to have a bad experience in primary school, they will fail when they go to college.
Yes.
They will fail when they go to high school, right? So, and there's a lot of gaps in high school that because they didn't work them out through basics. And some gaps in high school is just enough to go back a little bit in the years and go to the basics, explain what failed here, and then you can move on. And this is what we do. We do have a lot of horses that have a certain age, and it's not because they are already with a certain age that they should not start by primary school again. You have to reset them if they have a problem so that you can a little bit program the horse again, speaking that language that will access the horse to understand what you want through the progression of the work when you want to achieve more. Sometimes you need to go back to move forward, or if you feel stuck in some place, sometimes you really need to go back, start all over again, and then you can move on.
Right,
And
right.
you know,
go back and check in on that language that you've developed.
A horse dressed like that, he gives pleasure to the people that ride. Why you have a big a big number of people that come here to learn our way. Huh? It's not because me, no. It's because the horses are. And the horses have inside our work. And it's the horses that transmit to that people the
feeling.
The feeling. Huh?
Yes.
And all time I have a fantastic, when I have some groups from all parts of the world that come here, in the end I have a big pleasure because they have my horses, they have to give to that people nice moments. Huh? And that is fantastic. You know, I can tell you because that you speak about stories. Huh?
Yes.
And about stories. And there are, in the year 67 or something like that, I received here a visit from a fantastic man from the States. It's Mr. Douglas.
Sorry to interrupt. Not 67.
No,
87.
87. No, 87.
87.
With the years,
yeah, 67. I was not here yet, and I do remember this story. So I was like,
Mr. Douglas, Mr. Kirk Douglas.
Yes.
Come to visit.
I think just passed away recently. I think so.
Yep,
103 years old. I believe.
He have died in January, the last January. But that man arrived here only to know the horses, and it's a fantastic man because it's a man a little old in that moment. He have maybe
he was on his 70s already.
He have the same that I have now.
He was old.
He was a young man.
You know about horses, I know only to do country and cowboy because I have to do Western films and I know the horse and that. Now I have do a little show to him with my horses, and in the hand I have my horse Sultan. I have put a special saddle to stay more sure, and I have tell now you go to ride. No, Valença, I am a better rider. No. But you have that. You have the temptation to do, and you have to ride the horse. You have the ride maybe 10 minutes. The horse have to do something with him, and you know a man like that, like him, that he have a big experience in the life. In that moment, when he stop, near me to down from the horse, he cried. And when he cried, I am with my doctors and my wife in the floor. I have to do with my arm like that. And he tell, no, Valença, no. I cry because, not because I am an artist.
I'm an actor.
I'm an actor and I can cry when I want. I cry because I am very sensitive.
Emotional, very touched.
What happened about that? That story finished. Not finished that. He stayed one day more with us. Very nice man. And he goes to the States. He returned home. And maybe 10 days after, he write me a letter, very nice, in detail. When I arrived home, I remember the moment that I have passed in your horse. And he gave to me inspiration to write a romance. And now I want to send my secretary to you to know something about the riding center. And I go to write something. And what happened? And I have to tell, okay, but when you finish your romance, I want to have the first book from the romance to me.
Ah, yes.
It's okay, yeah? And the lady come here, stay here maybe 1 week or 10 days with us. And she returned, and precisely 1 year after, I received from the States one book. And the first page of the book, he tells, that book begin in my mind to write when I write the horse in the Centro de Equestre de Brasil, the Sultan horse. That is fantastic. One horse have give to that man a new inspiration about another thing that he have to all his life with horses that he don't have that way. And after that, he have an inspiration to write a romance. The romance is a story about one girl, one horse, in a riding center, a passion, and the Dressage, something like that.
Yeah.
And the name of the romance is
The Gift.
The Gift.
The Gift.
By Kirk Douglas.
Fantastic.
Maybe it's the story more strong that I have in all my life. Because the personality from Mr. Douglas, it's something so big.
Yes.
And one horse, give him, with maybe he have 72 years old or something, he have give one thing more to write a book, to write a romance, to write a story.
Yeah.
That is fun. That is fantastic.
He had those 10 seconds of a dressage rider, right?
That's right. Those 10 seconds that you talked about in that hour. You reserved those 10 seconds for Kirk, and that was what you got. Yeah. Well, and it's a wonderful testament to the work that you've put into the horses, that a 10-minute ride like that can inspire someone to do something so big.
But in general, the clients that come to us, and you could present some of them, they are very genuine in the way when they leave, we really feel that they really enjoyed and they really love their time here. And what we feel that it's most important when they come here is that, like, almost all of them, they have their own horse, and all of them are learning at the same time. They are trying to teach their own horse. So it's a little bit like having a 5-year-old teaching a 5-year-old. It's not fair for neither of them.
Right.
So what we want to provide here when people come is to give them the feelings. And when they go back home, they become more fair to their own horse, because they experience what a piaffe feels like, what a passage feels like, what a half pass feels like, a flying change, a canter pirouette, all those exercises that they saw maybe in the books, or they saw on a video, or they saw their friend that is doing Grand Prix dressage, and they've never felt it before, and sometimes they want to transmit to their horses, but they have no idea how does it feel. So this is when people come to Portugal and ride with us, it's what we want to transmit them. It's in 1 week we have to create those feelings, and mostly of them on their first lesson, they end up the lesson saying, oh my God, this was my first ride. I end up doing flying changes and passage and piaffe and canter pirouette. So this is amazing. It's not because of him or because of me. It's because of the horses. The horses have the capability of transmit them these sensations, which sometimes are quite unique.
Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely. And then they're able to take that feeling back home to their horses, so
Yes,
they
and we have
know
a
what
lot
to
of
expect.
people saying, when they go back home and they go like, my horse goes like, where the hell have you been? So thank God.
Yes, yes, for certain, for certain. So can you tell us more about the programs that you offer for riders? I feel very privileged that I've been able to spend the last 3 years coming in the winters and spending time with you and bringing students over, and it's been fantastic. Can you tell us about these programs that you have for riders?
So you have different choices, and our best seller is the week that is more intensive riding. So for a week, we provide everything, accommodation. We work with a whole. It's not inside because our facilities, they cannot provide accommodation, but we work with a hotel nearby, and it feels good to have a good hotel after an intensive day. With the horses, you feel like just resting a little bit and have a nice bed. So people they can come for more than a week, but usually they come for a week or 10 days. We go and get them at the airport, so we welcome them there, so they don't have to feel lost or like trying to rent a car and now they will get lost, or it's a new country, another language.
Right.
Like everybody in Portugal can speak English, so they are they will not feel that lost. But it's very cozy. It's in a very familiar ambient. So once you arrive to our facility, you are welcomed as if you were one of us, and this is what we love. And we will try to always keep this in mind, that people are very welcome here as one of us, as family. And then the days are spending doing, usually they have two riding lessons a day, plus the in-hand work, because it's in-hand work. We start from the ground teaching the Valença method, because it's from the ground that we start the method. And it's if you want to start to speak the same language we do speak, you need to start like the horses from the ground. So those first lessons are very important, because they will transmit you all the basics you need to know, so that we all can speak the same language. And then we can provide also some sightseeing, but always related with horses, to go and visit the stud farm, to go and visit the Portuguese equestrian riding school, a little bit the same as you have been doing, and you can maybe explain in your way better than we do. But it's mainly horses. So and then you see the daily work, which is also, when you see, you do learn a lot. And when you see our riders training the horses for the show and training the young horses, you do understand a lot of what we are trying to input when you have a lesson. Because you know, as a teacher, you know that your student in a lesson, if you give them a 45 minutes or 1 hour lesson, only 20% of what you want to put them, the message, only 20% stays there. So during the day, if you spend more time seeing, you do have a much more, you will bring more home a bigger input, or the message will be stronger when you come home, because it's not just having a lesson and then you just go. So it's quite intense, but it's intense in a very nice way.
Yes, it's definitely a study, and you said it very well. It's what they're learning, what they're experiencing during the lessons. Then when they watch your riders and they watch the development of the horses, they can say, oh, that's where I was doing this, or this is what I was supposed to do instead, or here's the piece I was working on. And it helps them to understand it better. They can bring that then to their feeling when they come in for their next lesson, those sorts of things. It's definitely an immersion, experience for them, where they can really soak everything in. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
It can be quite intense, but usually it's always nice.
Yes. Well, everyone, I think, sleeps very well.
Yes.
Well, great. And you're teaching all, well, at this point, you're not necessarily teaching all over the world in the personal clinics, but I guess now you're doing the video lessons and that sort of thing. But can you tell us about the clinics that you've been teaching around the world?
Yes, so I do. Like 5 years ago, I started to work together with Gonçalo Linhas,
Hmm.
and we have been developing the method. Gonçalo is one of the protege of my father, and who knows him is an excellent rider, and he never met the master Oliveira, but it's like he have observed all the knowledge he knows through my father, and it's like he understood really well the techniques of classical dressage. And the way we work, it's nice because when we go and teach all over the world, sometimes you do need to ride a horse or to explain. And due to physical problems I do have, I cannot ride. I barely ride nowadays.
Hmm.
But I did develop this passion made me develop other skills. So it's like, even I'm not able to ride, I learned to ride the horses through the students. So I do have the same pleasure of before. When I teach, I do have pleasure of being riding, and when you achieve good moments in the lesson, it's like those 10 seconds that you was talking in the beginning. You really have the same passion. So as a team works really well, because if I don't ride, he can just jump on the horse and he can explain, and people can feel through his ride what we were talking about. And we start to have a nice gang, like you say. All over the world we go, like you said, to Australia, New Zealand, South Africa. In Europe, we go to different countries in Europe, and also we go to the United States. Now with the situation of the world, it has been hard for everyone. So we have decided to do some lessons and some video, some live lessons using the platform of Facebook. So also because we do miss the teaching, and we do understand people are locked home and they do miss the horses. So we are trying to bring our world as much as we can to everyone. And that made us also start to develop a new program, because we felt that there's a big lack in the world of help all over the world. So what people say, and you must feel this as well, because your students, they say, oh, it's so nice when you're here, but then you have to travel to other places, so you are not able to be everywhere. And people really, when we go to Australia or to New Zealand or to the US, because it's too far away, we go 2 times a year. So in between those times, people really feel that they are lonely. They sometimes they get lost. So nowadays there's these technologies that allow people to be closer, even if we are far away. And especially on those moments, we have really been developing the online lessons. And we have now 2 ways of training. One is the lesson that people have. If you have a Pixium camera, I don't gain anything with Pixium, but it works, like the robo, and the robo follows you. Or if you have a friend that has good wheeling, you just have to hold the phone while you ride. And both of them, they work very well. You just need to have a headset that turns on Bluetooth to the phone, and it goes like a WhatsApp call or even a Zoom call or any kind of video conference works. And it's really no delay. It's really working well. But a lot of people have no access to the horses now. So we have thought on another program, and this is new. It's quite new, and I don't know in the world if there's some people that had this idea. So what we create is, if you have a problem, you feel stuck somewhere with your horse, you put a question, and we will answer the question with a lesson using our riders and our horses. So imagine you do have a problem now because your horse goes out of the contact a lot, and he brings the head up or he brings the head down. So you put a question ahead, and we set a timing. We have a horse ready in the arena to talk about that subject, and we can explain exercises that can help you to pass those obstacles. And we have been doing some of them already, and they are very interesting. And so even if you cannot use it right now, you can record it and you can save it for later when you go and see the horse. Let me see what she was talking about, this and that.
Okay.
And the exercises, because there's a lot of exercises that if you explain them and you show them to the people, make sense. And when it makes sense, you understand the reasons why you can apply to your own horse. Because a lot of students, they do things because they have been told to do things, and then you ask them why you do those, and they go like, I don't know, someone told me to do, so I just do. So they do not understand the reason why. So it's very difficult to apply the why if you don't know why you are doing. So it's sometimes, if we explain those steps, it's really easy and it stays inside, and then they can solve some problems. And that brings us to another project that it will be hopefully tomorrow. We will see if it's ready, because those things, it's not our role. So everything has to be working well to be successful. So, and it's not my world, it's not his world. So we have technology, it's not really our thing.
Right.
We do have someone taking care of it. And it's ready, we will launch. It will be the online program, and this will bring to people our daily life. So it will be a little bit, you have the method there, you have some stages, the progression of the work, those basics that we were talking about, and then weekly we will bring up new videos.
Okay.
And so you will be able to follow a little bit what is our life daily in Portugal. Even if you are in the US, you are able to follow us and to see the daily videos and to see those training on demands that I was talking, so people can have a problem and they will use our horses, our trainers to explain. Those videos will also be available on the library, the Valença library. It will be called Video Valença Library. I'm not sure about the name yet, because it's really brand new, and all the names I didn't retain them. And this will work as a membership platform.
Okay.
And it will be somehow a way of being out there in the world. And when we are not able to travel, like now, we don't know when the borders will open again, at least people will feel that they will have us clicking one button. So
yeah, they can access you that way. That's fantastic. That's very exciting news.
So we will see.
Yeah, good. Well, congratulations. Congratulations on getting that going. And you said that may be available as soon as tomorrow.
We hope so. I don't want to say that it's tomorrow and then it will not be tomorrow, but it's just to have the idea that it will be really, really soon. And the website, it's valenciaquestionacademy.com, and we will release it on Facebook and on some Instagram, and we will count on you to share to the world as well.
Yes, as much as we can.
It's a new baby. It's a new way of being in life, because this virus have been, since he arrived, he really has been changing the world and the way of being in life. And I don't think this will make us travel less, because I think it's very important we keep traveling so that people can really feel us in real life. But it will help a lot the gap in between clinics that we give in the world. So it really can bring the gang more together, and they will not feel so lost in between those clinics.
Yes, so, that's perfect. And that gives them, like you said, something to look back on, something to keep them progressing in a line until they can see you again.
Yes.
Perfect.
And also we are the way it's a little bit that people feel that we are there for them. So if they have questions and if they need to if they have questions and they need help to solve some problems, we are there for them.
Perfect. Good. And that can be found at valenceaequestrianacademy.com, correct?
Exactly.
Perfect.
Very soon.
Very soon, yes.
Well, the site already exists, but the program online very soon he will be out there. So hopefully everybody will enjoy it. At least we had fun doing it.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
And tomorrow, I hope tomorrow you have another. What time you have another?
Tomorrow I'm going live at what is it? 4 o'clock New York time. Tomorrow I go live again.
Okay, because tomorrow we set a live lesson on Facebook to speak about Passage.
Okay.
So it's 3 p.m. Portugal time. It will not be crossing with your time.
Ah, yes. Perfect. Good. And I'll be sure to share that.
Everywhere. So sometimes if we start to put everything at the same time, they don't have a choice to choose. And like that, it's perfect because they will feel they are at home, just having their popcorns, and we will be entertaining them. We will start, then finish. It will be the perfect.
Perfect. Yes.
Perfect.
That's great. All right. So we've covered a lot here, and I want to be respectful of your time. I know, Senor Luis, your day is coming to an end. Can we talk just a moment? We mentioned that Kirk Douglas had the opportunity to ride Sultao, and I've been blessed to see the photos and see the museum that you have set up for Sultao. Can you tell us the story of that magnificent horse?
You know that you need 3 hours from television to speak about that. But you know, Sultan, it's a very nice model. It's in the bad way. It's not a fantastic athletic. It's a horse, little, not very fine, but very open to learn. And that horse, he have opened me the doors to all the Europe and to all the shows that I do in Europe. You know why? Because that begin the year 77, 78. 78. I returned from Spain. I have stayed 3 years in Spain working. And with me come one boy that is one of my people that live in Spain. And some months after he phoned me to tell, you know, Luis, I have here a client, it's crazy with the dressage, crazy with horses, and you want to buy a horse in Portugal, and you stay at your place to dress by you. Okay, the man come, and in that moment, it comes to me, the sun, the light of the sun, that horse. You know? He gives me, it's the beginning from a new moment in my life. I have received the horse, and the horse goes normal. And I have in my mind to do one directive to that horse. You know, my master, Mr. Menezes, that I tell that it's a Boucherist man from Boucher. I have learned much things about the moments from dressage from Boucher. And his last horse from Mr. Menezes, it's a Palomino, the name is Baudelaire. And when I take Sultan, it's my first Palomino in my life. I don't have never a Palomino. It's a color that it's not common in Portugal.
Right.
And I take that system from Mr. Menezes with the horse. And the horse, he have accepted that. And what happened? In 1 year and a half, he do a big quantity of exercise. And after that, you go to Paris in the years, I don't remember.
he's jumping a little bit some very important steps of this story. So let me just.
But you know, I want to speak.
I want to speak.
In that moment,
He has to
the
speak.
proprietary from the horse, he tell me, you know, I have a little riding hall in the center of Lisbon. And he tell me, you have no conditions here to work because my riding hall, you have 18 meters by 13. You don't have windows, you have only one door. Why don't have a special space to develop that? It's a man very rich, that man. And they tell, the reason I don't have money to do that. Okay. You go to choice
To search for a place,
a place,
and we go to develop
and you go to
a
develop
riding
that.
center.
And I have buy the farm when I have the question sent, and in 1 year we have build everything. And that man is the sponsor from that. And some years after, we go to Paris with the horses to present the horses. The Sultan, it's dressed by my daughter Louisa. And it's I don't like to tell that, but it's a success, something you don't can imagine, because Louisa you have 11 years old and they do everything with the horse. After we are invited to the jumping of Paris, and when we arrive here, they begin another etap for my life. That man, it's the proprietary from Sultan, tell me, you know, because here you have to do something with the tourism in the riding center. I have received back my money, quite all my money. I give you 30% from the center, and I begin to stay with 30% from my riding hall. After the time pass, and begin the invited. The year after, you go to United Kingdom with every time Sultan. You can take Sultan in your shows. In '87, invited to go to Equitana in Germany. In Germany, you have a moment fantastic. In one of the afternoon, it's the Princess Hannah. It's the president from Federation International. It's the sister from the Queen Elizabeth.
Okay.
And in that moment, she have visit all the
certain from the show.
And there are a moment now, Louis Valença go to present Sultan, and she have go in that moment. She have leave. She return
just to see
the horse. You see, the horse begin to have its actor. You have a name.
We had people coming from all over the world to visit him, to visit Sultan in Portugal. Where is the horse? Where is the horse? He's the little star that I don't have in this logo, but he's the star of our logo.
Yes. He became quite a celebrity.
He was a celebrity, and he died with 30 years old. So he had a long life.
Yeah.
And we had pictures of him with 30 years old, and he was amazing still on those times. So he had a very nice life, and Sultan was very, very important in our lives. But of course, in this life, when you work with horses, there's so many more that were important in our lives. But it is true that Sultan is the reason of why we have the riding center, and it's really important to be.
After when you go to do the shows out, it's Sultan that take us, but after it's a little our work that invited us to go another place, just to arrive to Appassionata. There are 21 years before.
And now it's called Cavalluna.
And it's all time the horse that give to us that.
Yes.
And it's a little story. If I want to take stories about Sultan, I can take you a lot of stories.
You needed like 3 hours, like you said.
Right.
About that put, in the years 89, I think. Spain it's closed because you have a problem stick with the horses. And
A disease. There was a disease that the borders were closed. We could not cross Spain, and Portugal. The only border we have it's Spain. So if the borders in Spain are closed,
You're stuck.
The moment that you open the borders, you have a show in Bordeaux in France. It's jumping from Bordeaux, and you have go with the horses. In that moment, there are in the last moment in the show. There are maybe 10,000 people that it's there, and the director from the jumping tell me, Luis, you need something special because you go to do a homage.
An homage to a horse, a very important horse from jumping. Jacques Clou?
Jacques Clou that he
passed away.
And you need to have something special. And what I have tell her, okay, take Sultan. And what happened? I put Sultan free in the piste, and in the arena. Somebody learned something about Raplu, about
they were saying a poem that was written for Jacques Clou, and to say some words, doing an homage to Jacques Clou.
And the horse have do that. He stay maybe 1 or 2 turn around in the piste, looking the public, and after go just to the middle, and he fall down and stay down like he heard the poem.
Yeah.
And after I have do like that, you have up and they have come inside. And you know what happened? Maybe, I don't know, but
everybody was crying.
Everybody have cried. Everybody the horse have put maybe 8 or 10,000 people there in the hand to cry because the emotion that they have given.
It was like he felt that was a moment, a special moment, and everything fit because there was just a follow spot following him and was black, and at the moment that the words saying "This is for you, Jacques Clou," he just lay down in the center of the arena and he stays there, and we were like, "Oh,
wow, yeah."
Very emotional. Even nowadays, when we can still remember the story. It's really nice.
Stories. I have so much stories with Sultan.
Yes.
I have seen ladies that come here from the States. They come here all the years. He don't ride, but he like to stay with. She one ride, but the others don't. He stay with the horses. He clean the horses. People that like horses, and they love Sultan. And that ladies, all time in Christmas, they send me a check with, I don't remember, maybe $50 to buy carrots for Sultan 24 December.
How perfect.
It's a little story. It's nice about, that it's a way that you represent that you love what you do.
Yes.
And the horses love too, and have returned that love to us.
Yes, exactly.
That it's a nice moment. All my life, you have nice moments like that.
Yes.
Now in that moment, we have a bad moments because the views. But when I speak about that, I don't remember anymore with the views.
It's like we forget bad times out there, and we have really spent some nice moments talking to you, and the world have been listening, and I think they have been enjoying as well.
Yes, I think so. We've got some great responses from folks here live, so that's fantastic. So again, I want to be respectful of everyone's time, and so I think this might be a great time to do a bit of a wrap up. Do you mind? I have a couple short questions for you here that we like to wrap up at the end of these interviews. What can you give as one tip or thought that riders can work on today?
Uma tip para os próximos que queres dar aos cavaleiros hoje em dia. Conselho.
Some words.
Some words.
the riders don't need to have a system. The system to ride the horses, it's love, understand, and communicate with him. After that, you have a big world, a big world to stay all days, a little moment in that world with your horses. The horse, it's an animal very sensible. You need to have communication with him, and that communication never force, because he have more force than the riders, and after there are a big fight.
Yes, between the rider and the horse.
And sometimes the fight it's not, but it's the fight in the mind, and that it's no good.
And maybe when you go and ride your horse, be fair to him and just be there with him, because a lot of people, they bring the problems of the world and the moments they are riding their horses, and then they want just for 5 seconds they just think about something else, and the connection between you and your horse is lost. So if you are working, especially if you work in dressage, because dressage is the basics for all other disciplines, and sometimes we need to work on basics. Even if you are jumping dressage or doing other disciplines, you should work on basics dressage. Try, when you work in dressage, try to be there with your horse so that you can feel what the horse is telling you, so that you are able to help your horse to pass through some moments.
You know, Nuno, I speak all times in Nuno Oliveira. Nuno, he loves opera, you know, the music opera. And all time he put opera when he rides. And sometimes the people tell, but the horses, he quite understand the music. He tell, no, the horse don't understand the music. It's me that understand the music, and my mind stay open to give to the horse all the things in the correct way.
Yes.
And it's true, because, you know, music has the power on you. Everybody can change their energy just depending on the musics they are listening. So if you are too excited, just put something more chill. If you are too chill, put something more excited, and you try to find your balance there, so that that energy is the best and the most positive energy that you can spend with when you are with your horse. We need to be positives all the time. Even when it's the worst lesson in the world, you don't care, because you still have tomorrow and another day and another day. So a lot of times we just go into the arena and we just feel, what is wrong today? What is wrong today? And you just finish the lesson and you put the horse home, and tomorrow it's another day, because we have feelings, we have energies, good and bad ones, and not always we are in the good mood. And sometimes the horses also, they don't have the best mood. So we just have to understand and respect that. And there's always tomorrow.
That's it. Words of wisdom to live by. There's always tomorrow. And we're just working for those 10 seconds.
Your horse is coming for pleasure, and you need to have pleasure to do that.
Yes.
Well, you just wanted one tip. You already have here a lot of tips.
We have several. That's perfect. That's perfect. Fantastic. So this is a question I like to ask riders, as well as the people that I talk to on these programs. This is a constant journey of discovery and improvement, our horses and ourselves. What is one area of your horsemanship or yourself that you're working on or wanting to improve?
Tu, como cavaleiro, o que é que gostavas de melhorar, ou que estás a trabalhar nesta vida constante?
No,
Sempre altos e baixos.
in that moment, you have all time something new to do, new
To learn.
to learn, and it's very important when you finish work one horse or two, that you have more attention with, that you have a special attention because you have problems. When you finish that work, you need to think what happened with that. You also have to do that in a bad way, that in a good way, I have corriged like that, but I don't have arrived. And now that discipline to discuss with you and with the things that you can have better to the next lessons. You know, sometimes in my life, when I have my riding hall in Lisbon, I have much work. I have much horses to work. In that moment, I don't give lessons. I work only horses. I have maybe 20 horses at home. I need to work all that horses. And sometimes I am tired. And when I am tired, that don't go. And sometimes I phone to Nuno Oliveira and tell me, you know, Master, what happened with that, and he tell me, don't ride anymore today. If you want, come tomorrow, we'll discuss here. And that it's good. I go to his place the day after, and when I arrive, it's like I see all that ambience, the music, the way that the horses, and that clean my mind.
Yes.
And after, I need to understand what I have to get. It's that. And principal, I have worked much, and if I do only half of that work, I have more results. Because the horse, it's not to do the things one by one quickly. That you need to have patience and to have prestige and ambience.
Yes, and especially to have a very small ego.
Yes.
The riders, I think it's the best lesson we take from this life working with horses or any kind of animals, is that really they make you believe that your ego is so small, and the more you respect that, the biggest you become as a rider. So you don't have to feel ashamed, this day didn't work, or the results were not the best. You still have tomorrow.
This is very true.
That at home, you put a nice music, you take one book from
A
philosophy question art, you read it, in that music begin to clean your mind, you understand what is the mistake, what is the way, what is not the way.
And I bet that you are now imagine that you should pour a glass of wine. He doesn't drink, so he will never tell you to pour a glass of wine. But sometimes can help.
Yes, it can help you to clean your mind, right?
No, he doesn't drink, so he has no idea what is that.
Oh, well.
He just drink water.
Oh, well. Fantastic. Well, thank you so much. Before we end the live broadcast here, how can folks find you? How can they reach out to you? Where can they access you?
You can just go to the ValençaEquestrianAcademy.com site. There's all the information there about our programs, very soon about the online program. There's the emails there. Go to Facebook, our page. It's called Valença Classical Riding. So it has another name because it's older and we are not allowed to change that name. So the Valença Equestrian Academy just came after that. And you have, but you know, you cannot find him. You cannot find him on if you want to find him, you have to come to Portugal.
There we go.
So it's the best way. So a lot of people, it doesn't teach anymore, like, you know, you will not come to Portugal and expect to have a lesson from him. But suddenly in the middle of a lesson, he just goes into the arena and he says, you do this and you do that and be careful with this and you're there. And then he just goes like a ghost again. But he's always there. He's the first one to arrive. Not now, because now he's not allowed. But he's the first one to arrive at the center.
And the last to leave.
And not the last to leave, because he lives with the chickens. When the sun goes down, he disappears. But and this is what keeps him alive. He's going there every day. So we have been doing our job to keep him alive with his passion, bringing the videos home and trying to tell him all the stories that we have spent there. And we are now working on protections. So we are creating some masks for him and the gloves and all the things that he can use, so that very soon he starts to go down to the riding center, and it will be like he will look like an astronaut.
Yes.
But he will. We are taking care of that because for a month he's not leaving, so it's just too much. And
yes.
we are now on the second stage is coronavirus for him. So I think it will be nice videos that you will see him working with the masks. The horses will be afraid of it.
Yes. Oh, perfect. Well, thank you both, Sofia, Senor Luis. Thank you both so very much for joining me for this and letting this come to the world.
Before to finish, I want to tell you your shirt,
Your polo.
Your polo.
Yes.
You have a very nice horse, Lusitano.
Yes.
Close, with a nice rider.
Is that you? Is that you, Senor Luis, on there?
No, it's my grandfather.
Ah.
My grandfather. Grandfather.
Perfect. Well, you look just like him.
With a horse from a king.
Yes.
Yes, it's the horse from the king.
Yeah. Oh, perfect.
With the director from that academy in Portugal, it's Mr. Marquês de Marialva. With 81 years, all years, he opened the riding hall with his riders. He go in front of the riders. He gives the example.
Okay.
Go
Wow.
horse, after he go out, and the riders begin to work in the
Royal Manege.
It's a riding hall from the king. But that man, it's the time you have in your heart. Yes, it's in your heart.
Heart.
Yes.
He keeps hurting people.
You have in your heart the art of riding Portuguese horses.
Very well said. He did it good.
He did
Nice
it well.
job.
Yes, good job.
Anyway, thank you for the invitation. It was a great pleasure to be here and to see you and talking about nice memories.
Yes,
Thank you.
perfect.
Wow.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And gang, thank you so much. I want to thank you for tuning in for episode number 43 of Talking About Horses. I really appreciate you giving Sofia, Senor Luis, and I your ear for this time. Please remember that if you've missed any of this, you can access the full broadcast through Facebook, eventually YouTube and iTunes, or by streaming directly from my website by accessing the Talking About Horses page from the Education drop-down menu. Through whatever platform you're listening, please be sure to give us a rating, a comment, a review, and a share with your friends. Tune in next time. Thanks so much, gang.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Talking About Horses with Patrick King. If you enjoyed today's show, please leave a review and subscribe. For more great content and to stay up to date, visit pkhorsemanship.com. We'll catch you next time.